Just tightening up the last couple bolts for the auger. I'll give it a quick spin. Lock nuts. Where I don't have lock nuts, I figured out on disassembly that wheel horse, because this is it's either an 88 or an 89, used blue thread lock on everything. Everything's clear. Wow. Dead silent. That is just amazing. Oh, I can't even believe that. It's nuts. Even that, I mean, the old bearings were pretty quiet for this. Not that quiet though, but I think the biggest change in the sound is going to be these drive shaft bearings with the collars on them. Wow. Yeah, because those things sounded like gravel. That's how bad it was. So, yeah, that's pretty much super nice. Get some dust going on here. Amazing how much dust this stuff collects. I didn't put, yeah, it looks like I got about a 1/4 inch of play. Not play, but clearance. So I may end up putting rubber paddles on. I'll be able to do it right now, but man, that just blows me away. So, got a couple other pieces here. These are brand new idlers, obviously. Brand new bolts, nuts, and washers. The only thing that's original is the spacer here. So that is going to go on next. I think probably the last thing I'll put on is this little piece right here. Oh, you know what? Getting too excited. Just gonna give me a little more room. There we go. That. I believe that had two washers here. Purchased 2 washers, but I'm trying to remember if there was one on the outside. I don't think there was one on the outside. I mean, that lined up pretty good as it was. And that's dead on right there. And those other ones were really wobbly too. Let me see. I probably have to look at the parts diagram. I don't think there's one on the outside. guess there could be, but definitely protect. I can't remember. I think I just bought two because I saw two on there. I don't know what looks better. I mean, I got washers on the feet. The skid pads, there's skids down there. Oh, you know, I could check this other one real quick. The other one. Oh, wrong side. Well, there's one for. Well, this one's only got one idler. Being that this is just. This other one's a 200 series, or it's a snow thrower for a 200 series vertical shaft. It's got one on the outside. I mean, I'm going to have one on the outside here, so I may as well put one on the outside so it matches. Slap one on the inside. Put this on. Give me some. What did I do with my thread locker? Oh, brain cramp. No, wait a minute. Oh, there it is. I knew it was around here. A nice goop, nice glob on there. Spread it around. All right. That I believe is a 3/4. Yep. Slide this guy up a little. Somebody. All right. Oh man, that's beautiful. The other ones were just destroyed. I mean, they were wobbling around like pancakes. Pancakes on a toothpick. They were bad. Here is the other one. Trying to remember. Oh, it sounds like my. Oh, it's sputtering. I'm out of propane. I'll just shut it off. It's warm enough in here for tonight. I had it run a good part of the day. And I opened the garage. Mowed the lawn. In the dark. With headlights. I love it. Those are beautiful. Yeah, I ordered these sprockets from one guy and he canceled the order. He said he didn't think that because I wasn't really complaining, but what did he send me? He sent me, he was the guy that sent me the bearings for the drive shaft back here. And they didn't have the holes for the grease on the outer race. So I said something to him, and he let me send them back, and then after I already ordered these idler sprockets from him, and so when that's right on too. So when I ordered the bearings, didn't realize they didn't have the holes. I ordered the sprockets like hours after or something. No. Maybe it was a day or so. Because then when I got the bearings, that's what it was. When I got the bearings, it was that same day that I made an order for these sprockets from him. And so when I got the bearings, I complained. I didn't complain. I questioned him. I was like, I think these are supposed to have the holes in them. I didn't realize they didn't have the holes. So I'd like to send these back and return them. And he goes, well, I got the ones with the holes in them. And so we kind of went back and forth. I didn't think that I was rude or anything to him, but he ended up telling me that he just canceled the order for the sprockets, and I can just he'll refund me on the bearings. So I don't know if he just got offended or what his problem was, but he wasn't happy. So I ended up getting them that same day from somebody else, and he refunded them. So they were a few bucks more, but whatever. I got them, and they're good to go. No problemo. Cracker family. Good old fighting. Food fighting. Food quarreling. You'd think that there wasn't enough food to go around or something, as much as they argue. It's ridiculous. Alright, so here's the feet. I'm going to throw some, I'll set them, and then I'll throw some of this thread locker blue on here as well. And I think I'm going to let this sit up here overnight, and then I'll enlist some help to put the sucker on the ground tomorrow. That way I don't have to. It's always good not to get in too big of a rush. I've learned my lesson quickly. Well, quickly once I got to a certain point. Yeah, there's been many a time I rushed and oops as a result. Let the spread locker dry up and set itself. And tomorrow will be the big day. Tomorrow, I think, is going to be that top plate, the chain guard, and then gonna give it a go round on the old 520. See what she thinks. But there's one other special piece to the puzzle that I have yet to put on. And that is a piece from Mr. Matt. And it is the pedal for the Hydro. I'm pretty excited about it. And I didn't know it, but when he sent it, I just got it today, the pedal is a new type of pedal. It's not the previous version that looked like it was just bent flat stock. You know, which looked good. But this one is an actual cast pedal. Looks pretty good. I'm impressed. So that was a nice little surprise. Thank you, Matt. And unfortunately, I couldn't find any high carbon metal as was suggested by Sarge. And I wasn't about to wait a couple weeks to get it, so that is a no-go. I just got some, I ended up getting quarter inch by 2, cut it at 34.5. Ended up drawing a line right down the middle of the whole thing. And then centered this one, this bolt hole, and then mounting hole, and then went 4 3/4 on either side. And then the next bolt out was 4 3/4 long is what I call it, because it's in between the 16ths, so it's probably, you know, a 30-second, extra 30-second there. And it was the same for the next bolt out on either side hole. And then these outer ones were 2 1/4 inches. And I did a 5/6, that wasn't a 5/16 hole. Those are quarter carriage bolts though. And then I did lock nuts on the bottom there. The other ones, the lock nuts were ground down. I mean, they were just destroyed. I mean, I got a good, I'd say at least a 1/2 inch, maybe 5/8 of an inch before the tips of these are even touched. So, you know, I figure that wears down, you know, between the guard. I think if I have it set right, I probably won't wear these down as much. I think that these just weren't, the skid plates, the skid feet, or whatever you call them, they weren't locked in the right height. Tried readjusting them, but they kind of drops down when you put it, you know, when you lower it. It kind of drops down, you know, you can't really help it. You know, you're running high RPMs and it just, that pump just lets go. Or the valve lets go. Because you got so much pressure going at once. So I don't know if there's an adjustment for that, but at this point I'm not too worried about it, so. Alright, I'm kind of tempted to put that plate on now. But I'm hungry, it's late, it's chili time, so thanks for watching. It's almost done, guys. Pretty excited. And to think, the whole reason it is like this now is because I went to go change the bearings in the drive shaft. I just got to looking at it, I was like, I'm not going to let it go like this. It's whole thing was half rust before I started, so yep. Here, I'll give you a quick look at the rest of it. Sorry for the long video too. Good grief. Dead on. Gotta love it. It looks pretty. I had to improvise on these right here. There's a little bit of a smooth rubber tab underneath. And these are nylon, they're real hard. And so I didn't want to, I mean, I don't know, I was worried about the finish. But the collar here was pretty rough. So I ended up taking some, I used a razor and, you know, kind of held it at an angle and just kind of scraped off the edges on everything. And then I ended up taking some 360 grit wet sanding, and I wet sanded the surface of this, and it really smoothed it out. Made it turn real nice. I mean, it was real gritty turning before. And then here's my idea. It was about as smooth as I could get, I mean, without putting a carriage bolt there. And I do plan, oh yeah, that is the new version of the chute. So I'm pretty excited to see how that performs. I don't know, I was hoping this was, I meant to do it a little straighter, but by the time I got done bending everything, it's like I didn't think about tweaking this right at the end to where it was like straight. So we'll see how it does. I waxed all this. I used actually Spray Max 2K 2-part epoxy clear coat on all this. So can't really see. It's hard to see the. Yeah, there you go. There's a shine on there. I waxed it too, so hopefully that will yield a good result. Auger's not perfect. That was a son of a gun. Try and paint that sucker. I had it standing on its end. So, my sandpaper hands. All right, so that's it. You want to go back this way? Ended up getting a new spring. The other one's pretty rusty, so I guess that's good. So that's it. It's almost done. Got my new decals and everything. So, all right. Thanks for letting me share. Take care and God bless.